It was a silent valley and a livid nation. Union Home Secretary Kamal Pade met Hizbul Mujahideen commanders to lay the ground for an unconditional dialogue. The Union government agreed seriously to pursue the modalities for peace so that elements opposed to the peace process could be identified and isolated. Prior to the talks, reported Lashkar-e-Taiba militants gunned down 100 civilians all over the Kashmir Valley, including Amarnath Pilgrims. Prime Minister Vajpayee charged Pakistan of masterminding the brutal massacres and alleged that military chief Parvez Musharaff's silence was proof enough of Islamabad's handiwork in the killings.
General Musharraf should be forthright, at least in where there have been instances of unambiguous killings of innocent people, especially the Bihari laborers. 19 of them were killed. I don't think there are any doubts, because in the instance of other killings, they said that no, they died in the crossfiring or something like that. But in this case, there was no crossfiring, and I think the Pakistani authorities have been trying to fudge the issue.
Last week's official statement inviting the Hizbul for talks departed from all earlier offers by deleting any references to the constitution. Analysts feel Vajpayee's direct offer should signal a new direction where the centre is willing to walk the extra mile for peace.
Hizbul and the Hurriyat have taken positions which is outside the Indian constitution. In fact, they don't want the constitution of India to be at all mentioned in the proposed dialogue. And they are very pro-Pakistan. They are very clear about being pro-Pakistan. They are also terrorists whose ideology is really the gun, at least the Hizbuls. So to what extent we really think we can contain them? I think only time is going to tell us.
India should walk the extra mile, but it should be quite firm on what its goals are. That extra mile should not create turbulence with the integrity of India, for example. There's a limit to that length of that step.
The Hizbul had threatened to call off the ceasefire if talks were not started by the 8th of August. Critics argue since the Hizbul primarily consists of indigenous Kashmiris, their initiation for restoring normalcy in the valley will go a long way.
They realized that India can sustain the campaign infinitely, and the price that is being paid is by the ordinary Kashmiri. And that Kashmiri, after all, is the group that the Hizbul Mujahideen is claiming to represent. So I think they have come under a lot of pressure also from their own supporters in the general mass of the population.
Hizbul alone cannot ensure peace in the valley. That the Lashkar-e-Taiba and the Hizbul Mujahideen and all these other big groups have developed an infrastructure in the valley, which they can twist every now and again to create a kind of violence over which the Hizbul itself does not have any control.
Rejecting suggestions for any third-party mediation in Kashmir, he ruled out any dialogue with Pakistan following the recent dastardly massacre of innocent pilgrims and labourers. Commentators assert Pakistan is trying its best to jeopardize any process of dialogue between New Delhi and the militant groups, since it cannot be a participant to it.
Pakistan is a bit bewildered by the developments. I don't think they anticipated the developments as they have shaped up. Now they're trying to see how they can cut into the whole party. I mean, how do they get into the whole thing? Now, obviously, they are able to pressurize the Hizbul leadership located in Muzaffarabad, because that is under their control. And therefore, this declaration that there must be tripartite talks.
Eventually, Pakistan is going to be involved. You're not going to be able to talk and dialogue on Kashmir without the involvement of Pakistan. I think that's almost a foregone conclusion. Everybody can make pretty noises about it, but you can't go beyond a point without Pakistan. That is how the situation now in Kashmir, unfortunately, is. So I think these other groups will be isolated, or the foreign mercenaries will only be isolated if the people of Kashmir are fully behind the Indian government.
The ice may have broken. However, the silver lining is militant groups may have realized the futility of unending violence. Though the restoration of peace is a long way off, a beginning has been made from both New Delhi and the terrorist groups.